everyone, and welcome to the last episode of Pop Culture and Hobby Shops at the Metro. We have a special treat for you today, and this is on a Saturday, which is the first Saturday of May, which is Free Comic Book Day at most local comic book shops. So, while this store also hurts my wallet for a lot of my hobbies, mostly in the Yu-Gi-Oh area, we're actually going to be able to get some free comics. So, without further ado, let's take a look inside and see what kind of comics we can actually get, as well as any other things we can find. My name is Wesley Weeks. Join me as we visit a variety of pop culture and hobby shops that can be found in the Omaha area that will spark your interest and inner child as we look at the world of plastic models, video games, comic books, trading cards, and beyond. Sit back as we discover pop culture and hobby shops of the Metro. Hello, we are inside the Dragon's Lair. Unfortunately, I did not find any gold, but I did find all sorts of other good treasures here, such as paints, which are really cool for me if you're into like models. The Warhammer series, these work really well. We have a whole bunch of other Warhammer and HO models. So this place is already looking pretty good if you're into like Dungeons and Dragons. Like I said, today is Free Comic Book Day, so this is actually a pretty cool special episode, especially for our last episode. So let's talk to a few artists that happen to stop by.
My name is Caitlin. This is my first year at Comic Book Day. I've been an artist seriously for about 5 years. And I do a lot of character art and monsters, yeah.
My name's Jessica Kirk. I've been doing art pretty much since I could pick up a pen. Still haven't totally pursued it super seriously. Did a little bit of commission work with Drop Dead Studios, which does some third-party expansions for Pathfinder, so that was kind of fun. I've been doing free sketches at Free Comic Book Day between here at Dragon's Lair and Krypton Comics for, gosh, probably a decade.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And it's just a nice way to come let people know that there are local artists and support the local comic shops.
That was sure fun talking to the local artists here at Dragon's Lair on Free Comic Book Day. So without further ado, let us talk to the store owner that actually runs this shop and how he actually got started. So let's talk to Bob, the owner of Dragon's Lair.
My name is Bob Gellner. I'm the owner of Dragon's Lair Comics and Games.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us, Bob. First off, what made you decide to go into business like this?
I had a large comic collection I decided I wanted to sell. I didn't have enough room in my small apartment, and I just decided to take it to a flea market, which is Benson's Flea Market, and I sold my collection there. That was about the mid-1970s.
Okay, so that was quite a long time ago. And so when did you actually wanted to start opening up your own business like this?
Well, gradually what happened was I was at the flea market on weekends, and then I got into it full time. I got into it full time in about 1976, 1977, and I opened a shop at 83rd and Blondo Street. It was primarily comic books.
So what products do you actually sell here at Dragon's Lair? Because when I was walking around, I saw a lot of, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon, Dungeons and Dragons, and a whole bunch of other things, especially comics.
Right.
What other things do you actually have?
Well, we have, as you just mentioned, the comics, the role-playing games, Dungeons and Dragons, Magic collectible card game, Yu-Gi-Oh collectible card game, Pokemon collectible card game, and a variety of other products that go along with those. We have some For the gaming, we have some dice, miniatures, a lot of like paraphernalia, accessories.
So that kind of leads into one of my next question, because you can't have a business without customers. So what do you do for like promotions to bring in more customers? Is it like word of mouth, or do you do other forms of advertising?
I'd say the main advertising is word of mouth. We also, of course, have a website now, and we have an advertisement in the Yellow Pages, which is, again, there's a few years ago, and now it's moving toward a website. Business has been going well, so we're doing fine.
And so that kind of leads into one of my other kind of questions, because this is a comic book shop. So what's kind of the objective of the store for like in the future? Is like, do you ever want to expand or anything like that? Because if I remember right, you actually have a second store location. So are you possibly wanting to expand more to expand your business, or do you want to keep it kind of small?
Well, we're satisfied. My wife and I are satisfied with the business that we have now. My wife joined me in 1988 when we got married. But we have a couple workers, I think, that will be taking over for us. Craig Patterson and Randy Push, I believe, will be becoming owners of my business here soon. So we're not thinking, my wife and I are not thinking of expanding beyond the 2 stores now.
So throughout your time running a comic book shop and a game shop, so what were some of the few things you actually learned along the way that you didn't know about the pop culture or like the fan base? Was there anything that you learned new about your clientele?
Well, what happened was we just kept checking with the customers and see what other products we might want to consider bringing into our line, our product line that we sell. And in the early 90s, Magic was becoming popular, and some of our customers recommend we should get into that. And I've just kind of been going with the flow in regards to what the customers recommend we do.
And sometimes that's actually a good business philosophy. Always buy what the customers want.
What they're interested in, yeah.
What kind of stuff are you actually into? Like, do you actually game, or are you more of a comic person?
In the past, have been more of a comic person. I don't do much gaming. I have gamed some, so I've enjoyed that quite a bit. Played some Dungeons and Dragons, and a few of the box games also, but not in general. The comics was my primary interest. Right now, I kind of enjoy reading The Economist magazine and collecting. I enjoy coins. I do some coin collecting, but that's pretty much outside of the shop. So I'm not personally that focused on the products that we carry, except we want to make sure the customers are happy, and we have specialists in each of the areas, like Pokemon area, Yu-Gi-Oh, trade paperbacks, comic area, and I've got some specialists that really know the products.
No one's an expert on everything.
Right.
So having someone that knows what they're talking about really helps you out with developing your business, having good business, because if someone knows what they're talking about, you're wanting to go back because you're going to have someone that knows what they're talking about help you out with finding what you need.
Yeah, it's true. To give you an idea of my confidence when I first started, I just started with some comic books, and I had them on a rack, and a customer came in. His name is Mike Huffless, and he said, he asked me my name. I told him I'm Bob. He said, Bob, it might be a good idea to have those in some kind of alphabetical order. The comics you have up for sale, you might want to advertise them. Of course, I said, nah, customers will just mess them up if I did that. Next week he came in, he said, okay, good idea, Bobby. I had taken his advice just by telling him I wasn't going to. So next week he thought I might want to have him some kind of numbered order. So I decided, well, all right, of course I told him no, I don't think that would work, but I did put him in numbered order. So that's kind of how we got our started on our organization.
Yeah. So thank you again so much for sitting down with us and talking about how wonderful your store is. let's actually take a quick break. And you mentioned earlier that we can actually take a quick tour around the shop. So one of your employees is going to give us a rough run around your store. So before we go, we have a question for you guys.
My name is Bob Gellner. I'm the owner of Dragon's Lair Comics and Games. When did Dungeons and Dragons first come out?
Hello everyone, I am your host Wesley Weeks of Pop Culture and Hobby Shops of the Metro, and since this is our last episode, I have a bonus question for you guys since it is Free Comic Book Day. When did Free Comic Book Day start?
Hi, I'm Levi. I'm an employee of Dragon's Lair. I'm going to be taking you a tour around the shop. Over here, we've got a variety of card game products. We've got Yu-Gi-Oh!, we've got Magic the Gathering, we've got Pokemon down here. We carry singles and we carry sealed products. You're looking for decks, you're looking for packs, we got it for you. Over here, we've got more singles for Magic cards. We've got mini games like HeroClix over here. Let's see. We go this way is where all of our D&D stuff. We've got a variety of minis, D&D, Pathfinder, stuff like that. We've got books, reference books, core books, anything you would need to play D&D, Pathfinder, RPG games. We go around here. We've got a variety of comics to offer. We've got these are some dollar comics stuff we've got in second hand. We've got new graphic novel stuff on this side. You're looking for Batman, you're looking for Superman, anything like that, we got it for you. We've got a variety of action figures. A lot of that stuff comes in second hand. Occasionally, our comic distributors will bring in new ones. This one came out a couple weeks ago. We've got our new comics on this back wall. We get, I don't know on average how many comics we get, but I would say, so this is probably 50 to 100 titles per week. We keep them back here for a week. We got ones that are a little bit older on this side of coming out with new comics all the time. We take a little bit of a stroll around here. We've got some of our older titles in these bins over here. They're alphabetized, ready if you're looking again for any specific issues. We've got not only here, we got a huge backstock of stuff. Some of the last things we have a bunch of variety of board games here if you're looking for it. Some of our more popular titles are on this shelf here. We've got Catan, Dominion, Red Dragonette have all been very popular for us. Got a ton of expansions and a variety of stuff to offer. And expansion to the mini games, stuff RPGs we have over here. We have Warhammer, we have 40K on this side, Age of Sigmar on this side. And to go along with all of that, we have a variety of supplies. If you need deck boxes, if you need sleeves, if you need anything to help take care of your cards and other products, we've got that for you as well.
Thank you again everyone for joining us here at Pop Culture and Hobby Shops of the Metro. Bob and Levi did a wonderful job being wonderful hosts for our last show. To do a little fun little thing, we're actually going to do a quick little unboxing and see what I actually get. So, without further ado, this is the fun part when you actually have to open this up. Got that. Alrighty. So, these are basically booster packs, and you get some special cards, and let's see what we actually got. So, looks like we got another nice little sealed Yu-Gi-Oh card, as you can probably see. So now it's the fun part where we actually open two of the booster packs and see what we get. These suckers are pretty thick actually. Have you ever pulled any of these?
I have not. I do not play Yu-Gi-Oh myself. Colin and Jake do, but there are Yu-Gi-Oh guys on staff. They have opened a handful for the store, but mostly seen other people watch stuff. They pulled some fun stuff from what I've heard.
So, not seeing much fancy stuff at the moment. Got one holographic. Ooh, I got an elemental hero, and it's shiny. So that's pretty cool. I already got one good card that I can definitely use for one of my decks. Alright, so that was that first one, and got one more. Alrighty. Ooh, I just got a shiny Red Eyes Bee Dragon, so that's going to be pretty cool. I needed one of those. And I got a holographic polymerization, like an original polymerization. And looks like that was all that I got. So thank you again, Bob and Levi, who's basically a very busy beaver. Unfortunately, this is the last episode, so I hope you enjoyed all of the shops that we have visited so far, and I think this was one of the more fun ones that I actually done, especially since it was on Free Comic Book Day. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us here at Pop Culture and Hobby Shop of the Metro for our last episode, especially since it falls on Free Comic Book Day. Speaking of free comic books, I got a whole bunch of them. So they had a little thing where you got a bundle, and you can get 5 additional one for a total of 5 free comics. And so I got one that had good old Batman on the front cover. So this was part of the bundle, so there's 5 other comics in here that I have no idea until I opened this little bad boy up. But I did manage to get 5 ones that you could have picked off from one of their big racks that we saw earlier. So the ones that I got on here was, obviously, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Pokemon Journey, so this is going to be a fun one to kind of read, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I just picked this one at random, so I actually have no idea what this one is. So I look forward to reading all of these. So yeah, this has been Pop Culture of the Metro. I hope you guys enjoyed this journey as we ventured throughout the entire city of Omaha, from the north to the south to the east to the west and everywhere else in between, looking for pop culture and hobbies. So I have been Wesley Weeks, and I will see you guys not in the next episode.